Hello everyone, my name is ClickFlow and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Thrive Guide. I hope you guys are having a good day. It has been a while. I am sorry it's been so long. I've had some new opportunities arise in my work as well as in school and such, and that means that I have been busier than ever, and so I haven't had a whole lot of time to prioritize the Thrive Guide world, unfortunately, but I want to get back into this. I want to get back and to start playing and making some more videos for you guys. And I think in this episode, we're starting off here by the farmhouse, kind of by our mob farm. I think for this episode we are going to focus on these guys. Yes, we're going to make a sheep farm. Well, not necessarily a sheep farm, but a wool farm, an automatic wool farm. Because personally, I really like the texture of wool and the possibility to use so many different types of colors with wool. So I think it'll be beneficial for us to set up an automatic wool farm so that we can use those materials for building and such. I think they will be really cool, and it's honestly not too difficult of a process to get. I think though we are not going to set it up over here because we want to be in the area where the sheep will be rendered in, and they will be producing wool, and we can automatically harvest it in the background. And even though we do spend most of our time around here right now, we will be spending most of our time later on by the castle. And so I think it will be beneficial for us to find a spot out there where we can set up an automatic sheep farm by our castle so that we can always have that going in the background. So let me fly out over there and we can get started. Alright, so we are here back at the castle. As you can see, we really haven't got a whole lot done since the last episode, but the walls are looking pretty good, and this is starting to come together pretty swell, I think. So I'm not sure that I want the sheep farm to be inside the castle. I think it would be beneficial for it to be on the outskirts, kind of like an industrial sector of the castle area. And in the fullness of time, I kind of want to turn this bay here into like a dock or something so that we can have a big shipyard and then have a shipping road that comes from the shipyard here around this pass and then right up to the front gates of the castle. I think that is going to look really cool later, and then this can kind of be like, you know, in the lore, the docks are generally the shady places where there's lots of pollution and lots of different factories and such that are producing in the background, because that's where all of the goods are manufactured. So I think over here would be a good spot for a sheep farm. So I'm thinking this flat area right here, this actually looks pretty good. And it'll be right here next to the road, the trail that goes along up into the front of the castle. So I'm thinking right here will be where we want to start our little sheep farm. Now let me place down the redstone box and the ender chest and get a few materials out. Some things that we are going to want here are observers, a couple of dispensers, some redstone dust for sure. We're going to want a minecart, which I've already got, a hopper minecart, as well as another hopper. And we're going to want a piston, as a couple of pistons as well, with maybe a few levers, not permanently, but just to get this thing set up. And I think building this out of glass is going to look nice so that we can look in on the sheep that are working for us. Basically, so how this farm works is whenever a sheep is sheared, they will revert to that state where they don't have any hair on them, wool on them, and they will only regain that back when they eat grass off of a grass block. So when they eat the grass off of the grass block, it reverts to a dirt block, and that creates a state change. And that state change can be observed by an observer and then used to fire a redstone signal to a dispenser that has shears in it, and they will then shear the sheep and then drop the wool onto the ground, which we can then collect. So it's relatively simple idea, simple process. So what we are going to want to set up first is our collection mechanism. So I'm going to grab a few of these grass blocks here so that we can kind of demonstrate how we're going to be doing this. So we're going to want to place our grass block there. That's going to be what the sheep are going to be standing on. We're then going to want a hopper outputting into a chest in front of it. So I'm going to go like that. I'm not sure if I have any chests with me. Let me check this box. No wood.
You fool.
Well, I feel sheepish.
Gah, why does this happen to me? Okay, so we're going to want a few chests like this, and I'm going to pop down these right here, and then we're gonna want to take a hopper and face it into that chest there. So if we drop an item, it'll be funneled into that hopper and then on into the chest. So we already know that drill. But the problem is if we throw an item onto the top of this block right here, you can see that the hopper does not collect it because it is an entire block away. So we are going to want to have something that is inside of this block that will collect all of the items. And the solution for that is going to be a hopper minecart. Now, a hopper minecart is a neat item because it is not just a block, it is an entity, which means that because of how Minecraft logic works, we can push the hopper minecart into a solid block. Because it is an entity, they can occupy the same space, and therefore they will conduct the items through the hopper minecart into the hopper and then into the chest. So that's going to be done relatively simply. We're going to want to have a little area like this, and then dig out this block here. We're then going to want to place a rail with a hopper, and then we're going to want to break the rail off of that. So now we can have that. The next thing we're going to want to do is to take just a normal piston like this and try and place it not like that. Going to see if we can place it facing into the hopper minecart like that. Perfect. And then we can place a lever on top of that. Fire that. That didn't work. Okay, I think I figured it out. So what we're going to want to do, let me show you guys once I have got all of these guys back. So we don't even need the piston actually. This was kind of silly of me. We can place 3 rails around the block that we want our hopper minecart to go into. So that is our target block. So I'm going to place a couple of blocks surrounding this that we can then eventually replace with glass or something. But then we're going to break these 2, and that will leave this rail turned like that. And we want to do that because when we place the hopper minecart, it will be already partially inside the other block. So we can then kind of just nudge it right into position. Perfect. That is right where we want it. Now I'm going to take the glass and not put dirt there. I'm going to put glass there and just go around this and put glass on all of these sides, mainly just for aesthetics, just so it looks nice. You don't need to do this, but I think it personally looks pretty good. when it's all surrounded with glass. Now this minecart has no chance of glitching out of this block. It will always be there. But if you see now, when we throw something onto this block, it gets collected and then deposited into the chest. So we can do that again. So it gets collected and then deposited into the chest. Perfect. So now that is our collection mechanism all the way done, pretty much. So the next thing we are going to want to do is have an observer detecting the contents of this block. So we're going to take an observer like this. I'm going to remove this block and place an observer detecting when this block changes state. When it does, we are going to have that observer going into a solid block, maybe like some planks or something like that. And then that is going to have a redstone dot on it, a dot of redstone, which is then going into a dispenser just like that. So when that block updates, it will fire this redstone signal into this block, activating this dot and then activating this, which will have some shears in it. And look, we already have our first sheep who's wanting to volunteer. So I'm going to wall up the sides of this and then see if we can't lure a sheep into here, and then we can block it off just like that. I think I even brought some leads with me. Of course not. Why would I do that? Let me go back and get some leads. Come on, buddy. Let's go. The fun thing about these farms is that you don't have to just collect white sheep and gray sheep or whatever the sheep naturally spawn with, whatever color wool the sheep naturally spawn with. You can artificially dye their wool in such a way that they will that they will have like neon green or purple wool or something like that. And when their wool grows back, it will always be that color. So it's just kind of a fun little quirk. Hopefully we can encourage this guy in. No, that's not the way you want to go. These guys are always a nightmare to try and herd in. Should be able to go like this and nudge this guy into the hole. Not like that. Nope. Come on, guy. Just go into the hole. Perfect. Perfect. Just like that. Hallelujah. Now we can put a cap over the top of this guy's head, and he will always be there. This guy should never despawn because he's a farm animal that that is enclosed within a certain range, so that he will always be there like that. Now you can see that if I guess we need a couple of shears first. A quick trip to the base later for some iron. We now have some iron so that we can make some shears. Now if I put one of these shears in here and we pillar up here with some grass really quick, we can take rid of this block. And we can see that, oh, it worked right there. You saw that he ate the grass up, and then that fired the circuit, which then sheared him automatically. Man, I wish I could have got that on camera. We'll have to try a little bit harder to see if he will do that again. But that was perfect. That was a perfect proof of concept. And as you can see, we now have the wool inside of that. Alrighty folks, welcome back, and as you can see we've done quite a bit of work. We haven't finished it by any means. This is only 8 individual cells. I wanted to put 8 more behind them, kind of like raised up a bit, so that we can get all of the colors. But I think I have spent enough time on this for right now. I can finish the rest of this on my own time or on some live streams or something like that. But I just wanted to show you guys how to do these, and I hope it makes a little bit of sense in how to do it. They're a fairly simple redstone build, just some observers and some dispensers, and then some redstone to connect them. Right now, I have temporarily removed all of the shears and put them here in the ender chest, because as you can see in my inventory, I have some dye here. I think it's time to color all of these guys. I want to get them so that we can have multiple different colors of wool coming out of these. And right now, the only wool I'm going to get out is white. We won't be able to dye them until they have grown back all of their wool. So we just gotta wait until they grow their wool back, and then we can dye them the different colors. So we can just pop open one of these roofs and then grab one of the colors. I think we'll start this guy as a black sheep, and so you can change the color of their wool, and then now he will forever be a black sheep and give us black dye. Of course we had that guy over there, but we can also dye his wool a different color as well. So I'm just going to pop a few of these holes open, and then as soon as they regain their wool back, we're going to start dyeing them sequentially. So I think this guy, we can start him on red here. We can make him a red sheep, and then we'll just keep moving along down the line, and as you can see we'll start to get the different colors of wool. But just to show you kind of how they've been producing, you can see that they've produced a fair bit. These guys have only done it a couple times, but like this guy's already given us 10 wool. This guy 5, another 10, and 7 more, and then 6 there. So this does produce quite a bit of wool, I think pretty fairly quickly. So I think it's a really fun build. It's nice and relaxing, nice and simple, easy. But it's also a very useful one, especially in the early game. If you want to, you can build this up and then use this to collect all of the wool for beds and such, so you can go mining for tons and tons of netherite. In the nether you can have an automatic source of beds. So make this guy be the blue sheep. That's orange, yellow, blue, and then we'll continue along. Make this guy orange. Perfect. We are getting there slowly but surely. These guys. Man, these guys do take a little while to grow back their wool, don't they? At least when you're waiting on them like this, or just literally watching grass grow. So I think we'll make this guy magenta. I like that color a lot. That's a really pretty color. Well, this is just kind of the waiting game right now, and I think you guys pretty much get the picture. We'll just dye those guys, put the glass on them, and then it will be completely done. But in the meantime, I think that's all that we have for this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, why don't you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel for some more content. I really do appreciate the support, and it really does help out the channel. And I hope you guys had a fantastic time, and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.